what I've done, yeah, so basically, as you know, we have, like with anything, you have the spot market, and then you have the derivatives market. So KuCoin and MEXC are pretty much the same. It's just personal preference, I guess. Some people prefer KuCoin, yeah, fine. I just prefer MEXC. They both are pretty much the same. So the way to get there is you just go to futures, and if you look at, so there's two real things, differences here. So Coin M futures is basically where you stump up the actual coin as collateral. So if I go to Coin M futures, it means I can stump up Ethereum or Bitcoin as the collateral and then trade based off of that. So if you go to this, but the thing is I can only trade ETH or Bitcoin with that. Which, you know, if we want to trade other bits and bobs, then there's no point doing that. So we're left here with USDT-M, so USDT-M futures. So you click that, it'll take you to the same page, and you can always intertwine. You can flip-flop between the coin futures or USDT. So we're just going to be doing USDT, which means we can pop some money into it. As you can see here, we've got $100,000 and 800 odd quid, and I will be trading. Yeah, so that's that. So, but don't forget, you have to transfer it. So you have to press the transfer, and then you can transfer stuff from the spot account to the futures account. Just in case you send Tether to your MEXC and go, hey, I've got the Tether there, but it's not showing up. You have to transfer it to the futures account. Once it's there, it will show you this. Now, let's start with the basics. So we've got a trading view-ish like chart over here. The top tip is that when you're trading with this, remember that MEXC and your trade will only give a shit about the MEXC chart. So if you look at ape, so obviously I've got a tentative ape trade here at the moment. The ape trade I have here, the chart that I've basically looked at is based off Bybit. It's not MEXC. So if your chart is different, just be aware of that. Now I still did this because I actually based my trade based off this. I did all my doodles and my trade stalking on this chart, but then I was like, let's actually look at it properly on MEXC. So what matters is the MEXC levels, okay? Yeah, you can change all sorts of stuff. You can change the risk limits and all that sort of stuff. But if we move over to the right, you've got the order book. Again, that's fine. You don't need to worry too much about that. But let's go to the order book. Okay, so let's say, you know, I was eyeing up DNX earlier. So let's just use that as a demo trade. Okay, so I want to get in and let's just eye it up. So if I'm going to double entry this, I want to get in now. I'm going to take profit just before this 2550 level. No, this 2500 level. Where's my stop going to be? Let's have a look. So I'm going to zoom in. I'd like... See, this is where sort of a falling sort of wedge looks a bit shit, because where is the key sort of resistance? You know, is up here. That will be the safest place, but it's miles away from the market. I guess you could be a bit more aggressive and go here, but then you're really dancing with the noise. It's not the safest of stop losses, but I don't know, just for example purposes, I'm just going to put my stop loss up here, okay? And we're double entrying this. So I'm going to Control C, Control V. So I would always recommend that you draw up on your trading view charts, just so it's just easier to understand. So with double entry, I'm going to assume that it tries to do a bit of a fake out, and I'm going to have an entry roughly up here. Let's look at that, just before the 3.7. Yeah, so there we go. So this trade is a 1.31R trade, and this is a 3R trade. So again, this is an example trade, don't forget. So we now have those figures. What I tend to do is move this onto my other screen, so I've still got the figures readily easily readable on my other screen, and I need to find DNX. Now this is where it goes, we don't do DNX. DNX. Oh. God damn it. Are you sure it doesn't do DNX? No, it doesn't. Ugh, gonna have to find another example. Oh, that was a waste of time, wasn't it? Let's just find a coin that looks pretty ropey. Grok's just launched, maybe not that. Pepe. Okay, let's just use Pepe as an example. God damn it. Can't believe I'm trading Pepe. Let's look at it on USDT MEXC. Let's try and find MEXC. Here we go. Futures. Boom. So this is Pepe USDT MEXC futures. Again, it looks like everything else. We've got a bit of a compression here. It's a falling market. Let's just say we're going to do a trade similar to this. It's going to fall down to about, at the very least here. And the stop loss, we're going to, oh dear. It's not the nicest looking trade in the world because I want the stop above that level there. If I zoom in, the price is, yeah, 9172, and let's get it 91, yeah, happy with that. So Control C, Control V, and then double entry in case it makes a run up to that level there. Okay, so we're looking at 1.52R, 3.36R, pretty much the same shizzle. Right, let's move that onto the next screen. I've got it on my left screen. I can easily see that because for some reason I just don't like the charts that they show on MEXC, even though it is pretty much a trading view sort of plugin. I don't know, it just feels a bit weird. Okay, so I need to find Pepe, and let's say I'm doing 1% max risk per trade, okay, for this. So in this example, I'm going to do risk £1,000 or $1,000 per trade. So effectively each setup I'm doing 2% max risk based on the 100k. But obviously if I'm risking 2 grand on this whole trade, as a percentage of the whole pot, it's like way less than 0.1. So yeah, so don't get too caught up about the max risk. You have to have a chat with yourself and go, right, do you do your max risk based on your whole portfolio, or do you do it sensibly based on what you put in here? This is going to be an aggressive degen account, so I'm happy to do 2%. So in this case, let's make it's nice and easy numbers. We're going to risk £1,000 or dollars per trade. So remember, we're doing this setup here. So the first one, so I'm going to walk through the first one here, which is this. We're getting in at market now pretty much, and then doing that. So I have it as isolated, so that means the margin is all dictated per trade, not cross. Okay, keep it as isolated, and I've left it at 10x for the moment. Just again, let's just do. I'll show you the leverage in a minute. Okay, so what I tend to do is I go straight to, I'm shorting it, so I'm going to click short straight away, and then I'll just put in my prices first. So my entry, so my take profit will be, oh my god, there's so many zeros, 5 zeros, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 3, 6, 1, 7, 3, and my stop loss is 0.12345, and then it's 9172, 9172, and let's just double idiot check that. 5 zeros, 7, yeah, they are correct. So always idiot check it, especially if there's like a billion zeros. And then I'll just drag this across here. So this is how much Pepe we're going to get. So what I'm going to do is drag this so the stop loss value is showing $1,000. Now, because we're doing small amounts, I won't be able to drag it exactly. So here, I'll then, it says I'm only losing 856, but I'll then just literally click into, oh dear God. So if I do that, okay, where it says I'm losing $856 at that price there. Look, I'm buying 750 million Pepe, so I'm just going to copy that Oh no, I'll just type it in. So I'm gonna do 800. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it means I'm losing 913 quid, and then I just basically just play around with the position size until I'm happy that I'm losing about a grand. 82. It's probably gonna be 87. 875. 877. Oh dear Lord. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so I'm losing $993 here, and I'm buying 807. Let's call it $880 million Pepe's worth. There we go. Losing 1,000. Now, before I click yes, everything looks good so far, but you then have to be always anal about the liquidation price here. So remember, the lick price needs to be beyond your stop loss. So I've put my stop loss here at 972, which is going to be at like 9172, which is around here. So if does it allow me to do little doodles? Hopefully it does. No, it doesn't. Just okay. So I'll just have to 917. It's going to be something like that. Okay, that's where my stop loss is. But look at my lick level. So it's actually going to be cutting me out to 8.8. So at this point here, my liquidation price, I'm actually going to get liquidated long before it hits my stop loss. So what do you do? Now, there's a couple of things that you can do with this. You can either just place the trade and then tweak it, or you just adjust the leverage up here from 10x down to say 5x, etc. Now what I prefer to do is this. I will place the trade knowing that the stop loss, the liquidation is closer than my stop. Okay, so let's open the short. Oh yeah, and the price that we're getting into, I'll just click last. If I've been fanning around a while trying to work out stuff, I will then, the price would have moved, so I'll then click last. Boom, that's the current price. It will adjust. Oh yes, it's tweaking all my stuff now, so maybe I'll just adjust my something like, yeah, I'm just adjusting my position size now because the price has gone. Okay, there we go. My lick level is still closer, so I'll open short. Boom, and even on here you can see that the lick level is closer, so I'm going to open it. Now here's the very important bit. If you do this method, the lick level is going to screw me over here. So another way to see it is you click your TP and stop loss bit here, and it will show you again that your lick level is too close. So it's basically shouting that. So all you can do, seeing as this is isolated, so the margin is done per trade, is I then click onto this here where it says margin, and then manually add a little bit more money into the trade. So I can then add in, if I just click it up to say 1%, where does that take the lick level? 9916. That's way higher than my stop loss. Or I can add the amount. So if I go, right, I'm going to add in an extra $200. Where does that move my lick level? It goes to 9012. So where's my stop? No, I need a bit more. What about $300? 9128. No, let's call it 500 and call it quits. There we go. No, 400 will do nicely. Yeah. So now adding an extra $400 in margin means I can do, my lick level is beyond my stop loss, which is great. I could probably fine tune this, because what I actually do is I like having my lick level relatively close to my stop loss, because stop losses aren't hit exactly. It'll hit it and then the trade will initiate a trade to start unwinding it. Whereas personally, I like having my lick level for each trade very near the stop loss. So if it does get liquidated, it does a flash liquidation. It just gets rid of you. So that way you're not negatively slipping as too much. So boom. So now I've added a little bit more margin into this trade, And you can see, if you do an idiot check, go back to the stop loss thingy, you'll see, look, my stop loss is at 9172. My lick level is 9245. So I'm happy with that. So this is a happy trade. Now, I remember in another trading pub I explained how the margins and funding rate works, but long story short, with this particular trade, it's positive. So if you're ever unsure, just hover your mouse over here and it will explain it. So basically it says here, if the rate is negative, the short traders will pay the long traders, but it's positive. So because I'm shorting it, it means I'm going to get a little bit of money here. So yeah, because I'm shorting it, those going long will be paying me. So roughly every 8 hours, I will make roughly 0.0078% of my whole position size. Okay, now what is your position size? Annoyingly, it doesn't show you in dollars. On Bybit it used to, and other trading platforms. So if you want to work it out, you're gonna have to do, so it's that times that. So, or no, it's actually time to do it by that. So if I get my calculator out, Jesus Christ. So it will be 0.12345. Let's call it the fair price of 7968. 968 times 860 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that is my position size. So even though I've only coughed up $1,000 in margin, I am shorting $6,800 worth of Pepe coin. That's my position size. And what it means is, let's say this countdown expired right now, I will be credited with 0.0078% of that. So 1%. Well, I'm just trying. So times that by 0. That'll be 1%. That'll be 0.1%. That'll be 1%. So 0.78. There we go. So my little trade here will make 53 cents every 8 hours, roughly. But it fluctuates. It's a small trade. I mean, so it's not much. But that's how we can keep this rolling over every 8 hours. So holder worth paid by a long trader, blah blah blah. Yeah, cool. So this trade is running, it's safe, but don't forget there's 2 trades here. All I've done is that trade. I now need to do this trade. So this is where we put a limit order. So you do exactly the same thing. Now for this, let's just do it to 5. I'll show you the other method. So the first method is where you go in and manually change the margin, or you can just do something like 5x leverage and then not have to worry about it. So just confirm that. All I've done there is I've unticked it so it doesn't mess with the leverage of the other trades. Okay, that's all I've done there. So now this trade will be done at 5x leverage. Let's do the same thing. So my entry price for this other one is 8462. So it's going to be 8462. I don't need to worry about the position just yet, as in how much position size. My stop loss will be the same. So my stop loss is 9172 and my take profit is 6173. So thankfully it's remembered the stuff I've done previously. Again, I only want to risk $1,000 on this trade, so I'm going to then adjust the position size. It's going to be like, I don't know, what was it before? 860. It's going to be $1 billion, isn't it? 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, way more than $1 billion. So if I bought $1 billion worth of Pepe, geez, it just shows you how shit this coin is. I'm only losing $710 there. So let's just tweak with the numbers now. No, 2 billion. that'll be obviously double that. So I need 1.9 billion. No, it's too much. 1.7 billion, still too much. 1.4 billion. There we go. Close enough to government work. There we go. I then press open short, and yeah, you can see, look at the lick level, because I've moved it to like 5x leverage. Look, the liquidation point is 9915, which is way above. It's all the way up here. Whereas so open short, yeah, it's miles above. But then I've got this open order, so it won't be in the open positions because it's not open. It's waiting to get triggered, and there we go. Stop loss is there, but the margin. So maybe. Oh yeah, can't do it. Yeah. So that's. I prefer just doing it. Oh dear Lord. What was this? Unable to change leverage and margin mode as there is a limit order for current futures. Yeah, okay. So, personally, I like tailoring each the lick level for each potential trade. Personally, that's how I do it. Yeah. And also, if stuff goes in profit, you can actually remove margin if you wanted. So yeah.